everybody. I'm Larry Ridley. You're tuned into the NFL on EA Sports. Anticipation is bouncing for today's game, and we've got two quarterbacks looking to make an impact. It's the Eagles going up against the Bears. So let's send you up to Chicago, where we'll say hello to Brandon Godden and Charles Davis.
All right, thank you much, Larry. EA Sports coverage of the NFL brings us to one of our favorite spots, venerable Soldier Field in Chicago. Tonight, we've got the crew set for what should be a real treat, a great Monday night matchup between the Philadelphia Eagles and the Chicago Bears. And hi again, everybody. Alongside my partner, Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. And, Charles, when you and I were going through our final run-throughs at breakfast, we kept thinking tonight we're going to get to see a couple of very good passing offenses.
And we're talking about both sides having multiple receivers that could have an impact on this game. It's not just one guy that's going to make all the plays. If you take him away, maybe number 2, number 3, they make the big plays that impact who wins the game.
Set to return now. Here's Deontay Thompson. And he'll get it up to about the 26-yard line, just across the 25. Out comes the offense led by the quarterback, Jay Cutler. And certainly one thing that Jay likes to see in front of him up front on that O-line is Josh Sitton coming over from the Packers. That should really help to fortify the front.
Already had Kyle Long at right guard, one of the better players in the league at that position. Now you bring in Josh Sitton, acknowledged as one of the better players at the left guard position. Been to the Pro Bowl 3 out of the last 4 years. If you're Jay Cutler, you like what you see in front of you. Makes you relax a little bit when you go back in the pocket.
Oh, he's going to air it out right away. And that's caught inside the 35. Touchdown, Chicago. Alshon Jeffrey, 73 yards. And the Bears have taken the early lead.
I know these wide receivers are about flash and dash and high-flying plays, but a good number of them played running back at some point in their career, and that's how they finish off a lot of their big plays, run after the catch.
And this time he finishes off the big play in the end zone. Here's Connor Barth for the point after. And he's got it to make it 7-0 in favor of the Bears. After the touchdown, Barth now to kick it away. That's fielded in the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. Leading the offense on the field is the rookie quarterback out of North Dakota State, and that's Carson Wentz. And he missed the last 3 preseason games with a rib injury. Says he's 100%, though, Charles, and ready to go for the regular season. And
I think the Eagles have relied on the OTAs, mini camp. They saw the intelligence. They saw the throws. They saw the athleticism. And then the one game he played in preseason, he did some good things as well. And they felt like he was ready for this role. So they're putting him in it right now. And I don't think the playbook's going to be that limited. This kid can make big-time throws and use his wheels to escape from pressure.
So that's the word from the referee. Neutral zone infraction, 5 yards.
And, of course, the defense is always pointing at the offense about how they drew them across. Flag goes against the defenders on that one.
2 receivers left, 1 to the right.
Here we go. 3-19.
Now a play fake here on first down. And incomplete to open things up. He was trying to get that one to Darren Sproles. And it'll make it a 2nd down. Wentz to throw on 2nd down. And complete to Zach Ertz. And brought down, but not before reaching the 45-yard line. Well, clearly one of his advantages as a passer is his height. Sit back in the pocket, fired over the middle. That makes things tougher defensively, doesn't it?
It really does, because your goal is to move the quarterback off his initial spot when he gets his drop back completed. But when you have that type of height, he can stay in there if he's willing to take the hits and just fire over the top, which saves him time and actually completes a play a little bit quicker than it normally.
And his first carry, he loses the football.
Wow, that ball gets knocked free, but a teammate comes along and scoops it up. It's almost like baseball. Guys at bat, people are on base in scoring position. One guy doesn't get him home. The next guy comes through and picks him up.
And avoids the turnover. And that will be caught, but out of bounds. Out of bounds, ruled incomplete here. So 2nd and 10 here. Once again here on 2nd and 10. And his throw's going to be incomplete. Nelson Aguilar, the intended receiver. And it'll be 3rd and 10 now.
We know it's not an easy job to go out and catch passes when people are trying to tackle you and knock the ball away. But the bottom line is, that's a pass he's got to have and a pass he should have caught.
So here we go now. An extra defensive back in there on 3rd and 10. Wentz. Hurts over the middle. And he's able to pick up the first before he's taken down at the 27. It's a gain of 11 yards that time, and it produces a new set of downs. And that's one of his advantages of a passer, is it not? With his height, setting back there in the pocket, firing over the middle, he can really see everything clear.
It is, and I know that other quarterbacks get it done different ways.
Nowhere to go here. He lost the football. And this is picked up. And now off to the races down the right side. Past the 20. And they bring this one back. A fumble return for a Bears touchdown. And give some kudos to the defensive coordinator, I think, here. They bring the blitz, they dial it up, and it turns into 6 points for them.
It's so nice to hear you actually give kudos to the defense. It is so nice. You're such an offensive guy like that. I love it. He dialed things up, and boy, a big play resulted for his guys.
Well, you like the credit to the defense there, right, my friend?
Yeah, do I ever?
Barthon for the extra point. And it's good to make it 14-0. And you can bet they're preaching two hands on the ball here as the kick's away following that fumble return. That'll be taken in the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. And now the Eagles offense back out onto the field. They go play action here on first down. And his throw's going to be incomplete. He was trying to get it to Zach Ertz that time. And that'll make it 2nd and 10. On second down, Ryan Matthews. And he'll go down right at the 30-yard line. Give him 5 on the carry there, and it'll set up a third down. So second down was a run play. Now let's see what they do on third.
For a guy who went to college as a quarterback, Ryan Matthews has turned into quite the power runner. If he could only stay healthy, well, his numbers would be huge, I think.
His numbers so far, 2 times over 1,000 yards with the Chargers, 5 years there now in his second year with the Eagles.
I'm not sure we could spot any tendency here on this third down. They could have run it or passed it. Either one was available. They chose to try and get it through the air, but they run successful.
So here now the old Wiley veteran, 13th year in the league, Donnie Jones, to punt it away. This is taken at the 23. It'll be a 10-yard return following a punt of 45, and the Bears take over. And the Bears offense coming back out on the field, and they have to be very excited about what they've been able to do with the O-line, Charles.
He's taking care of Kyle Long up front at right guard. You know he's going to be a Bear for a long time, and that's a great thing for them. But they add Josh Sitton, who Green Bay let go, and now they put him in at left guard. That also protects whoever ends up playing center, whether it's Ted Larson or maybe the rookie Cody Whitehair. Jay Cutler's got to feel better about how they're going to run it and, of course, how he's going to throw it.
Offense comes to the line now, 1st and 10. They'll run for the first time with Jeremy Langford. And he got blown up, losing yardage on the play back at the 44. It's a loss of 2 there, bringing up 2nd down.
The evaluation process in today's NFL does not take into account as much bulk as it does speed, and that's what we're seeing with the linebacker position. Those guys that can run, they can play at any spot because they can make plays on the opposite side of the line of scrimmage.
Cutler will throw, and he finds a man on the crossing route. It's a gain of 5, and that's going to lead to a 3rd down. Still in search of the first down after that last completion. Defense thinking pass. They've got the nickel set out on 3rd and 6. And there's a flag on the play. And he's got Miller.
Holding offense.
So a costly penalty and now a tougher 3rd down situation. They come out with 1 back and 3 tight ends. They fake the give to Carey. Now Cutler. He's going to air one out. And this is caught at the 20. Cutler to Jeffrey on the hook up there. 41 yards.
I know they had good coverage downfield, but you have to wonder, on 3rd and long like that, how does that happen, that they can get that far downfield and complete a pass? You got to guard the sticks, understand where you are, so it's almost like someone fell asleep at the switch, and now that the play's been completed, they've got to dust themselves off on defense, pick it up, and figure out how to not let that happen again.
And now inside the red zone, the offense will operate. This is Langford on 1st and 10. And he's going to push his way down to about the 12. It's a 7-yard carry to set them up with a 2nd and 3. So Langford the carry there. 4th-round pick last year with Forte vacating to New York. A lot of the spotlight on Langford.
A lot of running backs have possibilities in Chicago. If he can emerge and eat up carries, I think he'll produce in a big way.
Only a yard on the pickup, so from a good situation on 2nd and 2, it's now 3rd and 1. And they only need a little bit here. 3rd down and very short. On 3rd and 1, it's Cutler. And incomplete. The contact made the ball roam free and brings up 4th down.
Everything about that play tells you about today's NFL offenses and what they're asking out of running backs. You can't just be a guy who can run the football. You have to be able to catch it as well, and he didn't get that.
Oh, they flip it to the kicker. He looks like he's going to throw it. They're not going to get it. They try to move the chains with a surprise, but it's a turnover on downs. Well, there's 2 sides here. I guess you could pinpoint and look at the offense and say, oh, man, what a disaster. Hey, the defense, though, they came through.
Preparation's the key to everything, and when you're on the defensive side of the ball and in special teams meetings, you prepare for plays like this, and in this case, they were actually able to win it.
That's going to go as a loss of 2, and it'll be 2nd down. It's already 2nd and 12. The defense hoping to push them back more.
That play almost seemed like a baseball play. See ball, hit ball. But in this case, see guy with ball, tackle guy with ball.
He's going to let this one go deep. So the long attempt falls innocently to the ground, and it brings up 3rd.
Well, partner, I guess that answers the question about whether they're going to sit on it or not.
It does. Now we'll see if they try that again.
Yeah, I think what we find on plays like that, when you take that shot, if you're unsuccessful, then you go way more conservative to finish the half, you know? I think that's the way they'll go.
Now the pressure comes, and he goes down. Just inside the 10, back at the 9. A rookie QB struggling, gets thrown down to the ground there. But, you know, maybe this game, it's not over yet, but maybe this game can be a learning experience for him.
So many different things that he has to pick up on. When to go ahead and flush from the pocket and run. When to get rid of the football and not take the sack. When to just go ahead and go down early and make sure you don't fumble the football. So many things that he has to learn. This game starts the process.
Now the Bears offense ready to take over again. And on the last drive, they were in field goal range. They just opted not to kick it, didn't get it. How does that change the mentality this go around?
I don't think it changes much for the head coach, because this is what he preaches all the time. Attack at all times in any spot on the field, and he likes touchdowns, not field goals. Now, your field goal kicker, you've got to make sure you nurse him through and say, okay, don't worry about it. When we need you, you've got to be ready to go. And the team, of course, loves to see points on the board, so let's see if it changes a little bit if they're in the same spot again.
Yeah, we'll see what the decision is here if they get to that spot. On 2nd down, Cutler. And Miller with it over the middle. And they're able to get this one past the 30 down to the 25. They give them 13 yards there on the play and a fresh set of downs. So the offense has it 1st and 10.
Coaches always harp on the quarterback reading the defense and getting it to the open man. That's good recognition there. And how about what he did after the catch?
Yeah, hit your tight end, let him get some rack.
Yeah, when he gets moving, not many guys want to come over and put a hit on him, do they? It's a tried and true formula, and I don't think it'll change for as long as we play football. If someone's trying to throw the ball and you can put pressure on them and make it tough, that's only going to help your defense.
Yeah, he's since being hurried. He got rid of it before taking the hit, but incomplete. And incomplete there. A nice hit. Jars the ball free and brings up 3rd down.
After all the preparation, all the practice, a play like that will absolutely break your heart. They had everything they wanted, just unable to complete it. In the end zone, a big-time drop.
On 3rd down, Cutler. And that will be incomplete as well. Kadeem Carey, the target, out of the backfield. And it'll be 4th down. Here's Connor Barth for the field goal try. Right hash mark, a 42-yard attempt. And Barth puts it through. And the lead will grow. It's now 17-0. And Bears fans hoping to see more of that from Barth this season after he takes over for Robbie Gould, who's Chicago's all-time leading scorer.
And Connor Barth has plenty of experience and success in the NFL. Spent parts of 5 seasons with the Buccaneers. A big, strong leg and really accurate inside of 40 yards.
Here's the Philadelphia offensive unit now as they head out to take over possession. And 3 and out on the last drive. No points on the scoreboard. A little soul-searching now?
I would say so, and they need to help out their defense a little bit. They've had to be on the field a lot more than normal, put them in some tough spots. But what's the old adage? When you get another chance, it gives you a better chance to do it right.
A really good pickup of 28 yards.
We can talk all we want about football being a game of strength and brawn. It's also a game of mismatches, and they're trying to create one there, getting it to their back out of the backfield to make a bigger play.
As we often say, get it to him in space, let him use his leg.
Yeah, if he can get a matchup against a linebacker or maybe a defensive end dropping out in a zone blitz, he's going to win that battle just about every time.
Holding offense.
10-yard penalty there on 1st down, so now 1st and 20.
Here we go now. Green 39.
Now Wentz. Caught by the tight end Ertz. And he'll get it down to the 47 here. It's a 9-yard pickup on the play, and that'll bring up a 2nd and 11. So we played 1 quarter here on a Monday night. Already 17-0 our score. And we're back to Soldier Field after this.
This presentation of the NFL on EA Sports is brought to you by Gatorade, the sports fuel company.
Back live with Charles Davis. I'm Brandon Gaudin. It's the Eagles with the ball here to begin quarter number 2, but they face a 2nd and long to start things out. Completed pass play. Now let's see if they go back to the air or to the ground. They'll run it now out of the gun. And that play will go nowhere. Losing yardage back near midfield at the 49. It's a loss of 2, now 3rd down.
We just saw another example of how the defense is winning this game. Really at the point of attack, the offensive line is just getting pushed around. I think now as a play caller, you got to give them a little bit of help. Maybe keep your tight ends a little bit more. Maybe the running backs help you a little bit with the pass blocking. But you've got to help them get some confidence because you can't abandon the play calling right now.
And he couldn't hang on to it through the contact. Incomplete.
On every offensive coordinator, every play caller sheet, they have about 5 or 6 plays per game that they call shot plays or big plays, and you don't get many opportunities to dial them up, and they just did, and they drop it with a great chance to make a big play. That's going to hurt.
He's been a busy man here in this first half as he gets it away. And problems spreading to the punt team now. This one goes all the way into the end zone on the fly, so that'll come back to the 20. The Bears offense now heading back out onto the field. And they're not going to play this conservative, I don't think. They had the field goal last time, and they're up, but they're looking to put a drive in the end zone.
Oh, I agree with you totally. No one goes out on the field and says, all right, let's just settle for 3, except in certain situations, trying to ice a game, that sort of deal. Most of the time, it's end zone, and that's what you're thinking, and I believe that's exactly what they're thinking as they begin this one.
Yeah, no quarterback ever goes out there saying, hey, let's get 3, right?
Not one that I've ever met.
The lone setback is Langford. And he'll get it up the middle. And that play went nowhere. Losing yardage. It'll be back at the 36. It's a loss of 2 there, bringing up 2nd down.
And that was a nice play by the defense. And it is tough to be an offensive lineman nowadays, especially if you're dealing with how the defensive tackles have evolved. Their quickness, their agility, their speed has changed the big guys in the middle, the center and the offensive guards. Formerly, they were just power players. Now they have to be light on their feet as well to keep up with the speed of the defensive players.
Call it a gain of 5, and that'll make it 3rd down.
I know most of the time when the ball's in the air, you're thinking wide receiver, tight end, but running backs, they can be a big part of any passing offense nowadays.
From the gun on 3rd down, it's Cutler. He hits White, complete. And he will have 1st down yardage as he's brought down at the 41. And he goes for 18 there as the drive will continue.
Now that's nice to see Kevin White appearing to be back in form, because when he came out in 2015, there was a heavy debate. Kevin White or Amari Cooper coming out of Alabama, who is the best receiver? I lean towards Kevin White. He missed all of last year with an injury, but I think he's going to be back in form and quickly.
And finished the preseason strong, catching all 4 of his targets, 57 yards.
A big, strong target. Just has to learn how to run NFL routes, something he didn't do at West Virginia. When defenses get to the quarterback that quickly, a lot of times it's called a jailbreak. It wasn't quite that fast, but fast enough that he had no time to look downfield and set himself to throw the ball. And as he tried to do that, he was hit, and it forced an incompletion.
Into a double team, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Malcolm Jenkins. And his crew will take over with a football at the 35-yard line.
Well, this had trouble written all over from the start. He's got 2 extra defensive backs in the game he's got to deal with. They're in a dime set. So everywhere he's looking, he's seeing a different color jersey. And sure enough, this one winds up being intercepted.
They begin the drive with Ryan Matthews. That's going to go as a loss of 2, and it'll be 2nd down.
When you're putting together a formula for winning defense, it's exactly what we're seeing in this game. Controlling the line of scrimmage, attacking, and changing everything so that now they're playing in the offense's backfield. They're playing an excellent game.
And he'll lose yardage. Brought down at the 32. It'll be a loss of a yard, and it'll be a third and about 13.
With the struggles we're seeing up front for the offense today, they've got to think about changing up their play calling. Some screens, some draws, some quick-hitting plays in order to try and supplement the run game. You don't totally abandon it, but you try and give it a little bit of help.
Now Wentz. He's got time in the pocket. And he hits his man, Matthews. And he takes this thing down deep into Chicago territory. A big play that time, Wentz to Matthews. 52 yards. So after that big play, let's see if they can catch their defense maybe on their heels. And he'll give it here to his running back. And he is going to lose yardage here. A loss of a full 3 yards, and now it's second down. Second down and a little ways to go here. 2nd and 13.
Partner, we're into the second quarter, and I guess you can kind of look at it both ways. The offense, they've got to figure out what they're going to do because they haven't scored any points. But if you're the defense, you're feeling great about what you got going on. The only concern you have, if you get to the half, what adjustments will the offense make to try to defeat you?
That one good for 12 yards. And that's going to make it third down and less than a yard.
And there's a completion to the tight end. And look at the size of these players nowadays. And that's 6'4", 6'5", and up. A lot of guys used to be basketball players. Somehow came back to...
And this is caught. Touchdown, Philadelphia. Dorial Green-Beckham, a 5-yard touchdown. And the Eagles get a score closer. And all about timing there on that short slant, Charles.
Exactly right. That was timed up so well. The route, the throw, touchdown.
Now after the touchdown, it's Sturgis to send it away. This is fielded at the goal line. Oh, the spin. And now Chicago getting ready to go as they take the field. Looked like they had something going last drive. Then the interception happened. Will they recover?
The memory they need to keep with them.
Blitz coming, and down he goes. Nigel Bradham. He's the one that got to him. He takes him down for a loss of 9.
Now, we talk about players blitzing all the time. I often laugh and sometimes call it just straight-ahead pursuit. What a running start right back to the backfield for him.
Yeah, it really didn't give anybody a chance. And a double coverage, and it's intercepted. Picked off by the vet, and he takes this one back into the end zone. And the Eagles defense gets a pick-6 TD. I don't know who all is to blame there, but I love seeing pick-6s.
Nothing like seeing someone pluck it out of the air and go the other way and see people try to change directions. Hard to do.
So they'll get another shot on offense following that pick-6. And now the kick is away. That'll be taken in the end zone. Yeah, some might have returned that one. He won't. He'll go down to a knee, and they'll start the drive from the 25. The Bears offense now getting ready to take over. They'll run with Langford to begin the drive. And they're able to get this one across the 35. Give them 13 on the pickup there. And it'll be first down, Bears. Now a play fake here on first down. He's got his man on the crossing route. It's a gain of 7, and that'll make it second down. Now Cutler to throw on second down. Backing up. Caught right side is Jeffrey. And he'll take it down shy of the 45 at the 46. They get 9 out of that one, and as a result, the drive continues. They go play action here on first down. Finding time. Miller on the catch over the middle. And he's brought down. Give him 12 yards on that one. It earns him a fresh set of downs. So on that play, defense was in the zone. They ran a crossing route offensively, but the defense there, you got to be good with communication, don't you?
You certainly do, and it's not something that is really evident when you watch it on the screen. But everyone's talking, communicating, pointing, and it keeps you from chasing receivers because you have a specific zone you have to cover. When a receiver's in your zone and he crosses to another one, you got to let your guy know. They got a completion there, but I like the discipline they showed to stay in their proper areas and then make the tackle.
On second down, here's Cutler. And incomplete. He tried to leave it underneath, nearly got picked. They may be lucky to have that one back. Third down. A reminder, coming up here at halftime, we'll ship you off to Orlando. Larry Ridley will have first-half highlights and analysis.
LR, plenty to show in this one.
Going to be a busy man at intermission. And he dropped it. Now it was tipped, altered the ball a little bit, but he dropped it, and now fourth down.
Anytime a ball's thrown in the middle of the field and it's popped up in the air, I expect someone to catch. It doesn't matter whether it's offense or defense because there's usually a great amount of bodies in that part of the field. In this case, no one came up with it.
And he'll keep this one away from Sproles as this is angled toward the sideline. Out of bounds as he appeared to be looking for the corner. He got it. They're going to mark this at the 4-yard line. The Eagles coming out as they get ready. And they're hoping to capture some of that magic they had last time out when they were able to put together a scoring drive. But they're still down here, Charles.
Not the major concern, though, because of what you talked about. They scored the last time out. They feel good about themselves. They feel like their game plan is now in effect. They know how to attack and what plays they want to put together. But they've got to keep it moving in the right direction because, as you did note, they are down on the scoreboard.
Wins to throw on second down. Surveying the field. He's going to leave this for his running back. It's complete. Now the Bears electing to call a timeout defensively. It's just their first, so they'll have 2 remaining here before we get to halftime.
3rd and 5, so they bring in an extra defensive back.
Expecting pass. Here's Wentz to throw. And he takes a shot on the release as this will be incomplete. Jordan Matthews, the one he was looking for. And that's going to bring up a 4th down. Here's Donnie Jones now as he's on to punt for the 4th time tonight. Well, they've had a pretty frustrating first half here offensively, and that just continued there with that incompletion.
Yeah, definitely frustrating for them, but heartening for the other guys. Those stop troops, they're enjoying things right now because they've made it very difficult for them throughout the half.
We'll call that a punt of 54 yards. Well struck. And possession will switch hands, 1st and 10. Onto the field now come the Bears. And a tight game after punting last time. See if they can get something going on this drive.
As they head to the field now, with the game this close, you got to feel there's a sense of urgency for them going on offense right now. But they have to do it without letting panic creep in and affect their play.
And you know, Charles, this past weekend, it was neat to see with the college football games going on. The guys in the NFL getting their last break before the regular season starts. You had Cam going back, watching Auburn play. Jameis went to see the Knowles. Even you went up to see your high school team, New Paltz, play. So getting that final breather before the year starts.
No doubt about it. It's an honor for me to go home. But how about those guys? Not only do they go back, but they're on the sidelines. They're engaged with the team. They're active in it. They love it. They really root their teams on and help those kids out. It's fun to watch.
Now it's Cutler. And for a 3rd time tonight, he's intercepted. Picked off by Rodney McLeod. And he's able to get it back here to the 43-yard line.
Brandon, this is a veteran quarterback back there. He should know better than to make a throw like this. This is definitely not his best ball, and I think he knew this was trouble the second it was leaving his hand.
So after the INT, here's Wentz. He's got time. Ertz has it left side. It's a gain of 5 on the play, and it'll bring up a 2nd down.
I know that halftime's approaching, but I don't think he's going to want to take a break. That's his fifth catch.
Yeah, they've really been targeting the tight end. On second down, here's Wentz. Oh, it's a screen pass. That's complete. And he's going to get it down to the 33-yard line here. 5 yards on the pickup, and that'll bring up what looks to be a third and inches. Can't be more than a half a foot. Wentz going to try and throw on third. And he connects with Ertz. And they pick up the first down there with a gain of 4.
Oftentimes we think of those tough yards as grinding yards that a running back has to pick up. How about the tight end there picking up the first down in that situation?
That's what he's there for, right?
Big fella, get it to him. Let him fight off some people and pick up the necessary yardage.
Throwing is Wentz. Caught by the tight end Ertz. And he's able to get it to the edge of the red zone at the 20-yard line. So the offense took the timeout. Looks like they're ready to go as we get set to resume the action.
Here we go now. 3-19.
Again, they'll throw with Wentz. And he's got his favorite target yet again. It's complete. It goes as a gain of 8, and it moves the chains.
There's a completion to the tight end, and I think that we're looking at something out of central casting, frankly.
Absolutely. He's got size, the hands.
Speed. Can flat out run. You put that whole package together, you light up the eyes of an offensive coordinator, don't you?
This will be caught just inside the 10. And here he'll get it down to the 7. It's a gain of 5, and it'll be a second down. And now it looks like they're going to be in the hurry-up. Wentz to throw again. He's going to flip that out to the flat. It's complete. Now whistles come in. We're going to get a timeout here by the offense. And with halftime on the horizon, they'll be out of timeouts from here forward. And now the Bears going to signal for another timeout. So as they take it over, we step aside. So with 4 seconds to go in the half, here's the field goal unit onto the field. From the left hash, should be a fairly easy one here. And Sturgis able to knock it through, and that will knock things up here late in the first half. So they boot it through, and now we're all square after 2 quarters of play.
And what's that great term you taught me? They're level, right? They got back to level. Now they get to go back in the locker room, regroup, and start over in the second half.
Here's Thompson to return it. And he'll get it up past the 20 to the 22-yard line. So thanks to the late field goal, we are all tied up heading to intermission. As we'll send you down to Orlando, where Larry Ridley has our EA Sports halftime report. Larry?
All right, let's get straight to it. Here's some highlights from the first half. Bears open up on offense. Jeffrey's going to haul in the pass, and he'll take this all the way for the touchdown. That takes the lead up to 7. Now 1st and 10. Hicks is going to force the fumble. Bears end up picking up the ball and scoring. That puts them on top by 14. Bears line up at the 41. Cutler's throw under pressure leads to the turnover. Jenkins is the one who makes the pick, halting the offense's drive. Now following the interception, the connection is made in the middle of the field. And this 5-play drive goes for a touchdown. Deficit shrinks to 10. About halfway through the second quarter, the pass ends up being picked off. Eagles would then turn it around for the TD. Now trailing by just 3. So that's it for us. We'll go back now under the lights for the second half of this. Monday night matchup.
So both teams have their marching orders, and we'll get going again here in quarter number 3. That's fielded in the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. Another pistol look here. Second half starts with a run by Ryan Matthews. And they're able to get this one across the 35. It'll go as a gain of 12. And that leads to a Philadelphia first.
And that's a good sign right there as we start the third quarter. Because in the first half, not much space to run the football. And as we go into the half, we often think to ourselves, all right, what's the adjustment? What do they have to do? You know what a lot of the adjustments are? No adjustments. You know the game plan, been working on it all week. Maybe a little tweak here or there, a little bit better blocking, and now you're establishing the running game.
Wasn't able to get anything, no gain. Fumbled once already. Maybe he's being a little careful. Not necessarily on that play, but I'm sure that's in his mind somewhere.
Oh, without a doubt, because protecting the football is job one for anyone who's carrying it, and that's exactly what he tried to do on that play, but it didn't gain him any yardage.
He was looking to hit Ryan Matthews there out of the backfield, and it'll be 3rd and 10.
So much of this game is about leverage. We always talk about low man wins in the trenches. Well, it's like that in just about every position. And sometimes, if you lose that leverage and you're losing the battle, just jump up at the line of scrimmage and try and bat the ball away. And that's exactly what happened there.
And down he goes. They bring down Wentz on the sack. Akeem Hicks able to get him down for a loss of 11 on the play. And it'll be 4th down.
Okay, I'm not sure you could actually draw up a better pass rush than that one right there. Nowhere to go outside. He had to keep backing up and backing up and backing up. Eventually dropped for a huge loss.
Oh, he shifts past him. 12 yards on the return that time. And the offense will come back onto the field for the 1st and 10. And on the outside, they're playing press coverage. They come out with 1 back and 3 tight ends.
Mike 50, Mike 50. Let's get off the field, D. Let's get off the field, D.
The drive starts with a carry by Langford. And he is going to lose yardage here. It's a loss of 2 there, bringing up 2nd down.
Well, Brandon, so much for halftime adjustments. They still can't get anything going on the ground. It may be time to loosen things up and start flinging it around a little bit.
Hey, right. Hey. 4 down.
On 2nd down, here's Cutler. And for the 4th time tonight, it's an interception. A great read, and it's picked off. And he's going to take this one back to the 37-yard line.
So that's back-to-back drives where they've thrown an interception. Ordinarily, we look at the offense and say, what's going on with your scheme? Maybe we should look at the defense and just give them a whole lot of credit. They've got them frustrated right now.
To throw, it's Wentz. Matthews, the intended target, and it'll be 2nd and 10.
I hope I don't sound too rah-rah on that one, but that's the exact right throw. Either your receiver gets it or no one gets it. Give him a lot of credit for being really precise with it.
Got rid of it. No one got it. They'll run it now out of the gun. And a short gain down to about the 33. Call it about a gain of 3, and they'll be looking at a 3rd and 7 coming up.
You know that old expression, it's not my night? It hasn't been his so far. I don't know if the legs are a little bit heavy. Sometimes having to hang out all day and play doesn't exactly play to your advantage, but it's been a tough go for him.
And every time he looks up, somebody's there defensively. That was the same case on that play. And the spin looked pretty, but more for style points as the real estate evaporated quickly there. So now on is Caleb Sturgis for the Eagle field goal. He made his first, this from 47 yards out. Get to the football. It's blocked. Now it's scooped up, and this is a live football.
With We've been in enough practices, and how many times have we stood on the sidelines and a unit goes out to kick a field goal and hear the special teams coach say, make sure you protect. First thing, protect. And here they give up a block.
Yeah, especially in a tight game like this, tied second half, this is when execution is so key.
They go over everything in the huddle. The last thing you're going to hear everywhere, make sure you protect. That didn't get done.
Trying to shake off the interception from the last drive. He'll look to throw. And nearly another interception. They've been around the ball all game.
Well, partner, I think the defensive fellas got the memo, and they decided to cover him on that play.
Yeah, he's already up over 100 yards in this game. They tried a deep shot, couldn't get it.
Yeah, when you've had that much success, finally someone said, let's try and put a stop to it and put people on him.
And, boy, that one drops incomplete, but if he was hit a fraction sooner, it may have been a fumble.
The good signal callers would never go back in the huddle and play the blame game because they need those guys to protect him. But on that last one, his offensive line, they lost their leverage very quickly, and that's why they were able to get to him and hit him as he tried to throw the football and force an incompletion.
And Jeffrey's got it. And they're able to convert on third with a solid gain of 23. Jeffrey had the franchise tag placed on him in 2016. He's showing why here in this one.
And just think, a number of people thought that he would be a number 2 receiver his entire time in the NFL. That's not even close to true. He's a number 1. You've got to get the ball to him often, as they're doing in this one. And that usually leads to great success, as we're seeing in this game.
Now Cutler on first down. He couldn't quite hold it. Got hit. Ball pops out. Incomplete.
That was a classic example of trying to run with the ball without securing the catch. He was thinking about those rack yards instead of making the catch first and then taking off.
Again on 2nd and 10, it's Cutler. And there's a flag on the field. Over the middle, and it's incomplete.
Holding offense.
Cutler to throw again. And now here is another interception. Picked off by Rodney McLeod. And he's able to get it back to the 33-yard line.
Brandon, it seems like this guy's been all over the field so far. That's his 2nd interception of the game. And Much of playing defense in the NFL, especially when it comes to defending the pass, is all about positioning and technique. And this is fantastic work on both fronts there.
And unable to get downhill there as he'll take this up to about the 37. Calling a gain of 4 on first, and that'll make it second down.
Not a run that you're going to write home about, but still a good first down run. That's what an offense calls staying on schedule. 3 to 4 yards on first down, you're set up very well for the rest of the drive.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And he'll go down right around the 47 this time. It's a 9-yard gain, and it keeps the drive moving.
That's a good, nice, crisp run for a first down. I wonder if the defense might have been loosened up a little bit, maybe anticipating a pass instead of the run that they got.
Again, we'll see the pistol here. And they'll run it here. And they'll stop him right on the midfield stripe. And give him 4 yards there. It'll be 2nd and 6.
We always like to talk about defense in terms of levels. First level defensive line, second level linebackers, third level defensive backs. On that run, that was what we call a first level run, and it was stopped by a second level player.
Now contact up front as penalty markers come in. Who is this against? And just a simple, basic neutral zone infraction here, partner.
Yeah, when you're ready to launch and go get the quarterback, sometimes you take off a bit too fast.
Here we go now.
Now they'll throw it. Wentz. They find some open field here. And he's brought down after a good gain. A good pickup there, a 22. And now a first down following that long gain. Now a play fake here on first down. And it pops free. The collision there jarred the ball loose and brings up second down. Second down following the incompletion.
My high school coach John Ford used to say all the time, if you're in a bad situation, laddie, don't compound it with a bad decision as well. And I think that's what we just saw there. Harassed in the pocket, and he throws into double coverage anyway.
He called you laddie?
He called me laddie, and that was the nicest thing he called me. And frankly, Brandon, we're talking about things I'm not sure we ever thought we'd talk about in the NFL. And a lot of that is the speed at the linebacker position. A lot of these guys in college, they were safeties. They moved them up to outside linebacker to combat the spread offenses. And now we're seeing it in the NFL. Those same guys using their speed to make plays in the backfield, similar to that one.
Offside, defense. Still 3rd and 8.
Tough spot for the offense. 3rd and 8.
Here we go now.
Play action to Sproles. Wentz. And this is going to be incomplete. He was looking for Dorial Green Beckham. And that'll bring up 4th down.
Well, that was pretty nice to watch if you like a defense's perspective, because they understood where the first down line was as much as the offensive guys did. Did not give up any more ground, and when the ball was thrown...
Oh, they get to the football. It's blocked. It's picked up. A live ball here, remember.
Please tell me this doesn't come off as snarky. But that's a relative chip shot. I mean, you've got to be able to execute that one. I don't care what they design on the other side about trying to block the kick. That should be 3 points on the board.
Yeah, we've talked about it before. If you're out at 55, 60 yards, low trajectory from here, you get that thing up, this should be 3.
Yeah, there's nothing routine in football, but this one really almost should be. Snap, hold, kick, ball through the post. Didn't happen that way.
They'll try to get the ground game going with Langford. And he'll work this one up to about the 38. 8 yards on the pickup, and now they'll have some options on 2nd and short.
First play of the drive, let's give credit all around. Excellent blocking, but the guy carrying the ball, he was the finisher. A really nice run.
They keep it on the ground with Langford. And he'll go down right around the 47 this time. 9 yards on the pickup there, and it keeps the drive alive.
But we always talk about good down and distance, allowing offenses to expand their playbook. Well, 2nd and 2, that means your playbook's wide open. You can run just about anything. But a lot of times, the play caller, he just looks down at his sheet, sees the short yardage runs, and goes to one of those.
2 yards on the pickup there. It'll be 2nd and 8.
That's a good play by the guys on the defensive side of the ball. Held them to a gain of 2. And that changes the playbook a little bit now for the guy calling plays. 2nd and 8. Now he's got to probably think about going to the air instead of maybe staying with the ground game.
And now a first chance for the backup here to throw. And the hit jarred it loose. It's incomplete.
After watching him drop that slant, I can hear my old coach's voice ringing in my ears right now. You can't run with the ball until you catch it. Trying to get those rack yards before he secured it.
A nickel back added defensively as they look to stop this 3rd and 8. Here's Hoyer. Caught right side. It's Jeffrey. A gain of 19 and picking up the first. He's such a good route runner. Shows it there on 3rd down. Very proficient and a good pass.
And you know what I've observed over the years in the NFL? The better a route runner you are, the more confidence your guy's going to have in you to go to you in important times because he can trust you being in the right spot, and they connected there and picked up a first down.
Give him 7 on the play, and it's a 2nd down.
So many times you hear today's NFL described as a space game. Get your best players into space with the football in their hands. That's why sometimes you just swing it out to your runner, get him out in the flat, and let him have a chance to make people miss an open field.
On 2nd down, Langford. And he takes this one in for a Bears touchdown. Jeremy Langford, 26 yards, and the Bears have broken the tie.
Well, partner, that was another explosive run, and one thing I've learned in our time in this game, yes, the offensive line has to get a lot of credit, but for big runs to occur, the wide receivers have to block well downfield.
And then you have to have a good guy carrying the ball too, right?
Oh, without a doubt. You need that difference maker lugging the rock.
Now Barth for the extra point. And they will take a 7-point lead now. After the touchdown, Barth now to kick it away. That'll be taken in the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. Philadelphia getting set to take the field. And they had compiled a pretty long drive last time. Unfortunately, though, it ended with no points after the missed field goal.
And that can hurt the psyche of a team because as they drove downfield, you know you're never supposed to count points in your mind until they go up on the board. Well, let's face it, we've been there. We've seen teams before. They were counting on those points. They didn't get them. Can they come back now, start over again, and grind it out? How many times do we say in this game that speed kills, and it does it in so many different ways? In this case, you got a back who's quick and shifty, can make moves, make people miss, but also gets to and through a hole before it can close down. That's some of the benefits of that speed, not just outrunning people in the secondary. And that led to a really nice game.
1 quarter remains here as we wrap up the week on a Monday night. We'll return with more after this. This is the NFL, and it's on EA Sports. Back now at Soldier Field. It's the Eagles behind on the scoreboard, but with the football here as we start the 4th quarter. 2nd down following the run. On 2nd down, here's Wentz. Penalty marker is down here. And he'll be brought down just shy of midfield at the 49-yard line.
Holding offense.
So the defense has put them in a tough spot. It's 2nd and long. Wentz to throw on 2nd down. Oh, there's that man again. It's complete. 6 yards on the pickup, and just like that, it's 3rd down.
Partner, it's a lot of fun watching the NFL now, isn't it? Because when the big fella runs routes, it used to be when we were kids, he'd run about 3 different routes, and that was it. Now he can run anything and catch the balls we just saw there.
Throwing is Wentz. And no escaping this time as he'll go down. They got him for a sack. Boy, he came in off the edge so quickly there.
Look out, because that's exactly what it was being shouted by the offensive lineman to his quarterback, because he had no chance to block him.
First kick, 47. This one looks good as well. This is taken at the 15. No, a nifty juke there.
Not much fun for a guy trying to tackle him.
Personal foul. Roughing the kicker. Defense.
Oh, and you just can't do that. 15 yards on the roughing the kicker call.
Absolutely inexcusable. The kicker's in a defenseless position, and he just gets taken out.
Wentz now on first down. And he just gets rid of it. Throws it away. The wise move there. Looked like nobody open. Now second down. Second down now after the incompletion.
Sometimes the coverage is so good, no matter what you're doing on offense, you just can't shake anyone free. They try their best to find someone open, but they took away every passing alley, every angle, and shut the play down.
They go play action for Matthews. Now Wentz. This complete to Josh Huff. 12 yards there as they move the chains.
One thing I can say pretty safely, that route is not called if you don't have a guy who can throw the ball and put some mustard on it. Because if you're going to lollipop it in the middle of the field, bad things usually happen. It takes a strong-armed guy who can rifle it in there, and they were able to successfully complete that one.
Oh, he's got some breathing room. And he'll avoid the tackle there with a slide. That one good for 10 yards. And that'll make it second and a foot or so. Offense walks to the line for play number 7 of the drive. And, Charles, this infraction's going to be against the offense. False start.
Sometimes you have to get up to the line of scrimmage, make sure your team is set before you begin your cadence.
Now Wentz throwing on second down. And seeing nowhere to throw, he chucks this one away from harm. Incomplete. Now it's third down. And on 3rd and 5, this will be the 8th play of the drive.
My good friend, I'm just going to pose the question to you. Did that look like a pass that he should have thrown?
Now, the rookie probably needs to be a little bit more careful in these situations.
Yeah, that thrower turned him into a veteran quicker, but not in the way that he wants. He wants to learn his lessons by making good throws, not throws like that. As tight ends go, he might not provide the super flashy plays very often, but he's pretty reliable, usually an excellent target, and normally catches what's thrown to him, but he didn't on that play.
Now Wentz, gotta have this one. And Huff reels it in. And he's got the first as they'll bring him down at the 28-yard line. The hitch route works. It's something you see quite a bit on 3rd, 4th down in these situations, and they got it to go for him.
And what you're counting on is a couple of things. One, you want the guy catching that route to make people miss right away, almost like a punt returner. And 2, you expect him to pick up some blocks once he gets to the second level, able to get downfield. And on that play, everything came together. But I think we know by now that every run is not going to be broken and get all the way to the end zone. But these short ones still have their value. You can still set up your play action and throw the football. You control the clock because you have the ball and they don't. And often the physicality sets the tempo for the game.
A long drive here. Play 12 coming up for the offense.
The Bears have put an extra defender in the secondary on 3rd down.
Yep, they're in the nickel. Now Wentz on 3rd down. And incomplete. He had nowhere to throw, so he just tossed it away. But that brings up 4th. So on 4th down, out trots the kicker in a big spot here. He's been blocked twice already. Now the Bears electing to call a timeout defensively. It's just their first. They'll be down to 2 remaining as we step aside here in the 4th quarter. So on 4th down, out trots the kicker in a big spot here. He's been blocked twice already. And Sturgis able to knock it through. And high fives for that one as that drive ends in 3. So an interesting call there to take the 3. I guess they're thinking their hands were tied, but in the fourth quarter, that field goal, it really might not help them much at all.
Yeah, I mean, you still need a touchdown. Another field goal does you no good, so it'll be interesting to see what the media reaction is if the score stays where it is.
And now Chicago getting ready to go as they take the field. And that recipe on their last drive that resulted in a touchdown looked pretty good, so they'll be hoping to do that once more.
It takes me back to when we sat with the offensive coordinator and the head coach. They felt pretty good about their game plan and thought there were some holes in the defense, and they exploited them the last time out. Let's see if they can come back and put together a similar drive.
And we'll see if they can do just that.
When a coaching staff sees their team run the ball this successfully in the fourth quarter, they're really excited because you can plan for a running game all you want and want to press that advantage when you get it. But for the most part, it's a little bit of a surprise. And right now, they've got to keep that going, want to continue to grind out the clock because it's definitely in their favor at this stage of the game. Can they close the game out and continue to do exactly what we just saw there, and that's run the football.
Play clock winding down. Langford again. Jeremy Langford, the 20. Touchdown, Chicago. Jeremy Langford, his second touchdown of the night. And the Bears will add on to their lead. And he certainly played a pivotal role with those 2 TDs and why they're up on the scoreboard right now.
Well, someone's all about winning, aren't they? Because he's not worried about the number. Sure, it's great to have 2 touchdowns. And the bottom line is what he's doing is contributing to their lead. He wants to continue to do so.
Barthon for the extra point. And that one pushes the lead up to 11. After the touchdown, Barth now to kick it away. This is fielded at the goal line. And it's a pretty good return here as he'll get it up to the 29-yard line. Philadelphia getting set to take the field. And tough to win games if you're going field goal, field goal, field goal here. They got field goal last time. Now they'll be looking for a touchdown.
They're looking for the big chunk now because, as you noted, the field goal way of doing it makes it that much harder and puts more pressure on every possession for you now. Go ahead and get 6 and feel a lot more comfortable about the position they're in.
Bigger chunks. We'll see if they can get the score. And a good start there on first down. They've got to have this drive.
No doubt about it. Down a couple of scores. They have to find a way to put it in the end zone. Chunk plays, explosive plays. That would be the key to this drive.
He lost 2 there, and it's third down.
Ordinarily, the responsibility for not letting edge pressure disrupt the play falls on the offensive tackles. Their job to push that edge pressure so far wide they can't either get to the quarterback or the runner, especially on a draw.
Now flags come in here. Looked like one of the Eagles might have moved.
False start, offense.
Defense has set themselves up nicely. 3rd and 10 now.
Here we go now. 3-19.
Now Wentz. And incomplete. The contact made the ball roam free and brings up 4th down.
On any passes in the middle of the field, anyone who's going after the football is going to be conscious that it's probably going to be contested and often physically. Sometimes that leads to drops.
Got to try it here. He's back to throw. And able to complete it to Green Beckham. And he's got the first down yardage as he brings this up to the 47.
And that's a big pickup of a first down. And you know that all week, both sides of the ball, offense and defense, are going through every situation. And in this case, the offensive guys had the right play dialed up because defensively, you work on 4th down situations as well.
And deflating for the defense. They can't get the stop here. And he'll take it down shy of the 45 at the 46. 7 yards on the play, and it'll be 2nd down. Completed pass play. Now let's see if they go back to the air or to the ground.
For a second there, I thought that might break big. Screen pass. Looked like it was coming together. Looked like there was an opening. Still, ended up with a solid game.
And Selleck here, left side. They'll give him a yard on the play, and that's going to bring up a third down. And here comes play number 6 on this drive.
Looks like a nickel set here defensively on 3rd and 2.
And maybe expected to throw. Wentz.
Can you do any more work or make it more dramatic for not much gain than what we just saw there? Did you see how his toes got down? Tip-tap, got him down. But what did he get out of it?
He sold the sizzle. He just had no steak.
I mean, was it 1 yard?
Yeah, you plays like that, you at least expect a first down. They're just 1 yard. And he's got the first down yardage before he's brought down at the 42.
I like the reasoning. It's too far for a field goal, and it's too short to really get a big field position edge on a punt. Let's go for it. And sure enough, it's the ground game that's able to convert for him on 4th down.
To throw is Wentz. And this is going to be caught. He won the fight for the football. It's a 10-yard pickup, and it moves the chains. Boy, the evolution of the game and how these guys on plays like that can get out of the pocket, keep plays alive, it just makes things so much harder for defenses.
It really does, and we're talking about an era in the game where the quarterbacks are the most athletically gifted that we've seen in a bunch. I mean, when you talk about collectively, it's unbelievable. So their ability to move is practiced now. It's not necessarily, oh, he just took off and you guys figure it out. When he takes off, everyone knows where to go now. They know how to run routes, change things, make themselves presentable for the quarterback. It's a lot of time that they put in on it. It's not just your static 1, 2, 3. This is where the ball goes anymore.
Well, just play after play after play on this long drive for the offense. Time for a break. We're back to finish this one off after this. So it's Eagle football here as we get you reset. They're looking at 2nd down now as they search for a consolation score. On 2nd down, here's Wentz. This complete left side to Aguilar. A nice pickup of 14, and it moves the stick, sets up a 1st and goal. And they're going to hurry back to the line now. Throwing on 1st is Wentz. And this is incomplete. A long drive here. Play 12 coming up for the offense. Back to the air on 2nd down. Wentz. He's got time in the pocket. Sideline throw. It's complete. And a nice job there of keeping the toes inbounds. He's been a busy man here in this one, and they're showing off some nice footwork to stay in bounds.
And with those types of catches and the volume that we've seen in this game, wouldn't you keep him busy as well?
I would.
Of course. You got to keep throwing it to him. He keeps making plays.
False start, offense.
They got to have 6 here. It's 3rd and goal. Wentz now on 3rd and goal. And this is caught now for a late touchdown. So hold everything here. This one's not over yet.
And they put it in the end zone, which was job 1. Now they have to convert. And then it's decision time, isn't it?
Yeah, so this is what all teams go through. You look at the clock, you're inside 2 minutes, look at your timeouts, make that onside kick decision.
Yeah, how do you feel about your defense, where you are in terms of the scoreboard, and the time left on the clock, as you noted, so many things to go through.
And no, it falls incomplete. So the 2-point conversion, no good. Now after the touchdown, it's Sturgis to send it away. This fielded a few yards into the end zone. And he'll wind up about 4 yards shy of where he would have been if he had taken a knee, as they'll start at the 21-yard line. Here comes the Eagles defense. They work their way back onto the field. They do have all 3 timeouts remaining, but a 1st down likely ends this thing.
And it looks like they are, to coin a phrase, on the defensive here, right? But in fact, the team on offense has to be really careful because they're going to attack like crazy. They've got to cover the football. make sure they don't turn it over, and still find a way to finish off this game despite the extra pressure that's going to come their way.
Do you pack it in for a run here on first down?
I think that you do. That's how you have to play it. But at the same time, you're telling your ball carrier, both arms over the football, body, everything else, because they will do everything possible to try and knock it free.
Give them 3 on first down. It'll set up a 2nd and 7. Decent chunk of yardage still left here. 2nd and 7. They come out with 1 back and 3 tight ends. Another carry for the workhorse tonight, Langford. And for one of the first times tonight, he's going to be held up at the line of scrimmage. So a defensive timeout, chance to regather, regroup, and get set as we resume action. Let's see what they go to here on 3rd down and 6. Now Hoyer. Oh, the ball comes out on the hit, but they'll say it's incomplete. Eddie Royal is intended target, and that's going to make it 4th down. Here's Pat O'Donnell now as he'll kick it away for the 2nd time.
3rd down is the down. Both sides know they absolutely have to win. And the name of the game for the defense is pressure on the quarterback. But pressure on the quarterback with contact, that's how you end up winning it.
Great coverage there. Holds him to a 2-yard return following a 50-yard punt. And the Eagles will be backed up deep to get the drive started as they take over 1st and 10. Getting set for the next drive, the tight end, Zach Ertz. And look at the numbers. They have gotten him more involved. I guess the question now, Charles, defensively, how do you make him less involved?
That's always a key question, isn't it? Sometimes other guys are starting to play really well and you shift your attention to them. You got to make sure you got full focus on him because he's so good that if you don't, he finds a way to make plays. Always have 2 guys in his vicinity, usually trying to bump him off the line of scrimmage and get him out of his route.
And some room to roam now. And he'll slide down to avoid the tackle. That one goes for 24 yards. And they're going to speed things up here. And he clocks it with just over 30 seconds left. Offense looking to avoid a 3rd and long. It's 2nd and 10. To throw. Complete on the right side to Green Beckham. It's a gain of 9 yards. And that is going to set up a 3rd and 1. And quickly they get to the line. Back to throw. A dump off to Sproles. And he gets it to the 34. Good enough for the first. They get 9 out of that one, and as a result, the drive continues. One final try now for Wentz. And there's a flag on the play. And he'll take this into the end zone. Now, hold on here. We do have a flag down. So let's see what this is about.
Illegal forward pass. Offense.
I'll tell you what, partner, you learn a lot in every game.